Hi KL, how are you today?
Good.
Good, good. Look, tell us something about yourself.
Well, I'm KL. Yeah, I've been trading for a while now. I first got into the market, I think, quite a number of years ago. First started with stocks, and then I think that was during some boom or something. And back then I didn't really know much, and then of course along the way I got my fingers burned, and from there I decided, okay, I need to learn more and improve myself so that I can do this thing properly. Yeah.
Okay, you said a couple of years ago. Was it 5 years ago, 10 years ago? How much is
I'll
it?
say at least more than 5 years.
More than 5 years, okay.
Yes.
And you got your fingers burnt. Did you lose a lot of money or?
Well, the biggest impression I had was there was once I was trading on a CFD account, and back then I didn't know about position sizing and whatnot. So it's like, well, the whatever stock that I was buying was going fantastically well at the point in time. So it's like, well, if it's going up well, why not buy some more? And since it was a leverage account, I said, wow, if I can buy some more, why not? And well, that didn't end too well when the stock crashed, and then I had to top up with a margin call. Yeah, so that was really, well, in a sense, that was a very impactful experience. But at the same time, I think it has served me well to say that okay, that is that's not something I want to do, but how can I proceed instead of just saying, okay, that's the end of it, I don't want to touch this anymore.
Yeah, let's take that a step further.
Okay.
A lot of people having that experience would have said no more, right? You said no, you said you wanted to take it a step further. What made you go ahead and decide to take a step further, do you know?
Well, I suppose I always find this whole trading thing to be very intriguing to me. Maybe because my father runs a trading business.
Oh, okay.
So I do see trading going on in a physical sense of thing. Well, not really physical, because sometimes it's just a few phone calls, and then it's like so it sounds quite amazing sometimes, just a few phone calls, and it's okay, it's like how does he know the price and whatnot. So pricing and trading in a sense has always intrigued me somehow. Yeah.
Okay, so assume, would you consider yourself successful at the moment?
I can be more successful, a lot more.
So if we assume it's 3 or 4 years in the future,
okay,
and let's say you're very successful, what would that mean? What sort of person would you be? What would you have? How would you know you are very successful? What does that mean for you?
Well, very successful to me, well, suppose it comes, well, actually, you'll say it's more on the realm of relationship, actually, with family, with friends, and well, maybe in a sense, I've been busy trying to improve my income, that I haven't really done a lot in that area. Yeah, so
you want an improvement of your income, and you'd have better relationships. Is that what you're saying?
well, at least that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
So when you say improve, what sort of return would you like on your capital? What would amount to be successful to you on a consistent basis? 2,000%?
Well, that would be obviously fantastic.
Is it possible, do you think?
Well, one-off maybe, but not on an ongoing basis. So, well, since the market do goes in cycle and in streak, well, if if the scenario occur where I managed to get a bigger return and subsequently taper it down on a more manageable level, I think that would be a very optimistic scenario.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's not worry about Leicester City type returns. 5,000 to 1. They won you know about Leicester City, right? You didn't know the bookies bet 5,000 to 1 that Leicester City would not win or would win the some people got very rich at
Oh, yeah, that's the
5,000 to
okay,
1, right?
okay, yeah.
So that's long shot, you know, that's
Yes.
something that happens. What would be realistically achievable for you, do you think, on a year-by-year basis that you would be happy with?
Well, I'll say I'm looking at probably like maybe 10% per annum at least.
Okay.
Well,
So that's at least. What about the upside?
upside, no,
Realistically, consistently.
realistically, I'll say maybe upside maybe to 25 to maybe 30. Well, I mean, since there's been so much literature, so-called about like what the top end people make, I think well, I don't know any of them, so I'll just take it that okay, assuming that to be true, then obviously me not being at that level, I have to taper it down somewhat.
Okay, so somewhere between 10 and 35%. 35% would be optimistic and 10%
Maybe
would
10
be
to 30,
minimalistic.
I suppose.
Okay, something along those lines. So that's what you think you would like to achieve. So before you took this last course with me, just a bit of history, right? You've been right through my courses. You've gone from HOS to Barros swing, Ray Wade market profile. You did, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So what was stopping you? I mean, you work very hard. I know you work very hard. You're not one of these people that takes a course and doesn't do anything about it. So what was stopping you from getting to your 10% or your 30%? What was the problem?
Well, I think that I was having difficulty following up on some of the things that I'm supposed to do. In fact, when we first started this course again, I was looking back at some of the materials that I wrote in preparation for the earlier courses, and then when I read through them, I said, hey, actually, I set some pretty good goals, and I had some pretty good plan in mind. Okay, so what happened here? So that was even before we started these few months. So then I look at a few, and it's like I'll say a lot of the things that I was trying to do then and now, well, might have changed slightly, but in essence they are still fairly the same. So it's really in terms of the implementation. I haven't been really able to keep up with it after the course. Well, if I had kept up with it, I didn't manage to keep up with it long enough for it to eventually become ingrained enough to become a habit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you saying that after this course, you believe you've done enough to ingrain it into a habit? Or?
Well, definitely quite a few aspects of that. Yeah.
Okay, let's take that a step further. What was so different about this course compared to the others?
I would say there's a lot. It's a lot more personalized in that sense. I won't say that previously is too generic, but in this case, maybe because work is being done on a small group basis, and that you have actually allow us to tailor our plan, our processes to fit our personality. I think that helps a lot. So in a sense, I'm not trying to fight too much of obviously there are new things, making changes, but at the same time I'm making those changes with the benefit of some of my own personal strengths or some of my personal characteristics. I use that as a we uncover some of that during our the course itself, and I think that has helped me to leverage on those things about myself to effect and keep those change in place.
Oh, I see.
Over a longer term.
Over the long term. So what I hear you saying is that the course was taught in such a way that it allowed your own personality to shine through. You're able to impose your personality on the generic course structure. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And it made enough changes so that you thought that you have confidence that it'll turn into a habit.
Yes.
Okay. What was the biggest challenge for you in this course?
biggest challenge. Biggest challenge. Biggest challenge. I'll say is you have to do more with the or two things come to my mind. Firstly is the keeping up to the task that I'm supposed to do, for the and the psychological part of things. The not so much on the training plan per se, because as far as this course is concerned, my training plan per se is a very simple one.
Okay.
And I think well, just to sidetrack a bit, despite the many advanced things that I learned from you, I kind of realized that you haven't been very effective for me to try and implement a lot of those things. Or rather, I haven't been very effective, and I came to a conclusion that it will probably be more effective for me to just implement a small subset as possible, and so that because end of the day, my thinking now is the trading plan. What I'm looking for in the trading plan is a positive expectancy.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it is fully discretionary, or is it has just one single rule and completely mechanical, doesn't matter, as long as it's give me an edge, that's it. So if that's the case, my thinking is I'm going to keep that part as simple as possible. And with that in mind, I think the other challenges that I had in the past was able to surface more readily, because clearly whatever problem I have will have less to do with the plan itself, because the plan has been
Right.
fairly simple. Yeah, so in terms of keeping to the processes that I'm supposed to do, like journaling, reviewing, doing the deliberative practice with the training mode, or with the psychological challenge of where I may have my usual long term bugbear of like maybe sometime avoiding doing difficult things, or sometime being too happy to explore and try new things, doing things that I'm not supposed to, so going off track on a tangent.
Would you like to venture off?
Yeah. So I mean, in a sense, these are also aspects of my personality that I carry with me. So in that sense, so I was trying to work with the positive of my personality, and use it to help me to guide me to strengthen my processes into habits, and at the same time being more aware of those part of my personality that doesn't serve me too well, and being more aware of them, and at least hopefully reduce them as much as I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I hear you saying here is that the course enabled you to work with your strengths, and because you kept the rules simple, we could focus on those areas that needed repair work, if I can put it that way. Yeah. So 2 last questions, positive and negative. On the positive side, what is the one thing you really liked about this course? What is the most important thing that you liked about this course?
Oh, well, one thing I like about the course is really, from my perspective, I think it's quite a good formula per se. It's like there's a certain learning framework, and at the same time, this learning framework gives both yourself and the participant enough flexibility to work with whatever challenges that pops up, because the challenges can be so varied. Could be psychological, could be a training plan, and could be so many things, and I think what really makes a difference this time around was this particular course structure per se, and not in terms of just the hard materials, but but in terms of really integrating the personality into the processes and plans. So I think so I'll say that really this time round I find that I managed to achieve a better fit in terms of both my trading plan and in terms of my processes, like how I do things. I think there has been a lot. I managed to through this whole course I managed to work out something where I can I find that I have a better fit, whereas previously some of things might be a bit more of a chore, like like journaling and such, quite a chore. And yeah.
Well, I could have been surprised because your journals were one of the best in the course. So obviously you must have found a way to do something that you found a bit of a chore. One last question. What's one thing that you positively hated that you thought didn't serve you at all?
Okay. This is a hard one.
Well, you can always say they were so good
Well, boy, you're asking me on the fly, so so let me. Not I can think of at this point in time. Yeah, so I'll say maybe in terms of what was difficult was the scheduling sometimes.
Sure.
Because even though this was quite a fairly small group, but since we're doing most of the time in groups, so the need to coordinate timing for groups sometimes can be quite a chore. And of course so because of that, when all else fail, it's either very early or very late, and so usually end up being much earlier than I like.
Fair enough. Great. Well, thank you very much for today. I hope your trading continues to succeed, Khee. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.